Hello everyone, welcome to Club Reaction to Aberdeen 1 Rangers 1 here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. A disappointing result in my eyes, but there's plenty of stuff for us to get into, and there might be some opinions flying about that people might not like to hear. I am Scott Carney. Joining me today is Ryan Haymarch. Ryan, how's it going?
Yeah, not bad. We hit a bump in the road. Probably deep down we all knew it was coming, mate. But aye, not the best feeling of the day.
No, and Jamie Mackay, for your first reaction pod, mate, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm back, mate. No, I was having quite a nice weekend actually, up till 12 o'clock today. So it's put a slight dampener on it. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get into the details of what went wrong today. Do you know what I mean? So
Absolutely. Look, today, as you say, I think today's going to fling up two halves of supporters. There'll be two camps. I think one will be we were unlucky and we should have got the 3 points, etc. The other will be that simply was not good enough and it's a missed opportunity. My opinions are probably a mixture of both. I think today is a missed opportunity, and I'm never going to see it any other way around from that. There is problems within this team that we're all well aware of, which we will speak about. But there was, yes, there was a positive reaction to a certain extent today, but it's still, for me, very much a missed opportunity, and I'm still disappointed to be sitting here saying that we only got a point at Pittodrie. The starting 11 today was Vania, Balogun, Goldson, Barisic, Lundstrom, Cifuentes, Lawrence, Cantwell, Sima, and Danilo. Ryan, any real shocks in that for you? I think we all probably thought Balogun would start, and probably the lack of Ridvan probably annoyed you slightly, mate.
I thought Balogun would play. Cifuentes, I don't think he had many options in centre midfield to play. We kind of briefly said that Bailey Rice might get his chance, but I don't think he's been about the squad much under Clement yet. So no real surprises. But yeah, as I kind of said in the chat about 30 times today, I do not see the ball Barisic thing that everybody else is seeing, and I do not see that Ridvan Yilmaz is not an option. I don't understand it. I appreciate that Borna is the only left back we can play on Thursday, so he maybe had that in mind. But no, there's a better left back sitting on that bench. I'll say it all day.
Yeah, Jamie, I think as well, Ryan makes a point about Cifuentes starting. I mean, you look at the bench, you could see the glaring lack of midfield options that we did have. I was shocked to not even see Rice on the bench as well, though.
I mean, Bailey Rice, yeah, he needs to be in there at some point, but I don't think throwing him in at Aberdeen in such a sort of powder keg game will do him any well. I actually said to the boys in my group chat that I thought Cifuentes was actually not bad today. Probably the best of a bad bunch. I thought he got on the ball, he tried to get the ball moving a lot quicker than the rest of the midfielders. Ryan will actually be pleased because I back him up with that Borna Barisic thing, and I'm having his man Yilmaz now, by the way. So I mean, the only thing for
You're
me
back
that
on the Christmas card list, Jamie. You're
aye,
back
that's
on.
me. Thank you, mate. Thank you. No, I mean the only thing for me is obviously the obvious lack of height when it comes to defending set pieces and things. But I just thought Borna was just so slow and turgid today that he just done his usual passing back, turning back the ball, just no penetration whatsoever. So yeah, it's just I think we need to look at somebody new at left back, definitely.
I don't think there's any doubt. I will agree. I thought Barisic was pathetic today, really. Like, that's me being kind about it. I thought he was truly awful, really, really bad. Into the game itself, Ryan, safe to say Rangers didn't start at all, really. It's as if we were shocked that Aberdeen were actually going to come out and try and give it a go, considering how pathetically poor they have been in recent games, and especially the last game against them. So I thought Rangers looked timid. I thought we looked shocked the fact that Aberdeen were trying to give us a goal. We'd already been split open by a pass, I think, the first couple of minutes where Butland saved us, and the goal that they did score was pretty much a carbon copy of that. It's a long ball from the keeper, it's a flicked on header. Goldson's nowhere near the man's not went with him. Both centre-backs are caught on their heels. Balogun lets his man get away from him, and it's a pretty decent finish. I did think Butland's positioning was a wee bit off. I thought he was a wee bit over to his left-hand side, just slightly too much, but that's me being very overcritical. But this start, mate, it was just a fucking calamity by Rangers, really.
And that is the main concern for me today, is that's how they started the game. They started the game exactly where they started the Hearts game at home, when Celtic have dropped points and we should be coming out the traps hungry, because we know if we win, we close that gap today, and we put pressure on them, and there should be nobody on their heels, Carney. And that team, we should be the only team hungry today. Should have been us. And yeah, that's the worry for me, that they get caught off guard again. Cifuentes for the goal is on his heels. Balogun ain't reading that run for Miovski. Connor Golson's behind the play. It's a calamity, but we'd already, as you said, had the warning signs from that first chance. And it set the presence going forward for Rangers. I don't think they were at the races until later on in the game, which we'll discuss. But this is what it is for me. It just worries me that if Celtic had went and got one, and I hate mentioning Celtic constantly in this, but it's a big factor this weekend. If they'd gone and won 3 or 4-0 yesterday, do we start the game like that today? Is it a mentality thing where they just don't believe in themselves? I just didn't see a hungry team coming out the traps today, and that really concerns me. It will concern Phil Clement.
Yeah, Jamie, I don't disagree with Ryan there. I think it's a real concern, and I think I would say the first 20-25 minutes for me was going through my head. Whether I think it now or not, I don't know. I probably need time to settle down, but I was looking at that team and going, this is the reason why this group of players won't win us the league, because I still believe it, no matter what, even at the end of this game, and even now recording this, and we're about half an hour or so after full time, I still think there's a mentality problem within this team where they will not react to pressure. They will not take opportunities when they come their way. I don't think today's unlucky. I don't think today's Aberdeen being better than only showing up to play for Rangers. And yeah, you can look at it as in we should have won the game. Yeah, I understand that, and we'll come on to that. I do, but fundamentally for me, it comes back to when we are starting games like that. That's not Clement. That's not, as to say, Aberdeen. It's not unlucky. It's the players.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I actually couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, I think the international break, and when you have a big 2-week international break, it kind of goes against you a wee bit. So I think we were really going in terms of fast tempo start. We were finding our way into games very quickly, and Clement's first few games. So I just thought, and balls over the top, and Balogun and Goldson were getting caught under the ball, and obviously we were giving Balogun a bit of a glowing report last week on the pod. It's just today was absolutely rank rotten, I thought. It's the starting games, and especially big games, when there's an opening to close the gap to essentially 3 points after the St Johnstone game in hand we've got midweek. It's a big issue. I mean, I'm hoping there might be a positive in there somewhere, in that Philip Clement now knows that there's a weak mentality amongst a few players, and he needs to bring a few wholesale changes, I think.
He needs to stamp it out, and Ryan mentioned it right at the start of the pod, that this has got managers to sack, this mentality thing that's going on. And I'm trying my hard not to go on a pure rant about it, but it's really beginning to piss me off now, where I'm going, how many opportunities do you need? How many opportunities do you need up against? From all reports, Celtic were terrible yesterday, genuinely terrible yesterday. From all reports that I've seen, they were not good. They're opening the door for us, and today that's how you approach the first half, especially for me. There's just massive warning signs with that, and I know we're in the middle of a season, and you can't just take every player out and bring hundreds of new players in. That's not the way football works. But these players are going to let us down, and today is one that I feel very let down by them. And I mean, maybe I shouldn't be, and maybe in time, maybe by the time Tuesday comes round and we do another pod, my opinions will have changed. But I always say I'll be honest after games, and right now I'm just so disappointed that we've just let another opportunity yet again just slip by. And I released a tweet about it. I put a tweet out last night saying exactly this thing, that we've had opportunities like this in the past under Michael Beale, under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, and we've let them down. How are we going to do it under Clement? And they did their fucking best, excuse my French, to do it again today to Clement, and that is as truthful as I think I can be. Ryan, we should have been equal. We should have been one each with Balogun's header. This was a sign of things to come for me. This header, it was good work for the second phase. From a corner kick, the ball goes in and Balogun heads it straight at the keeper, and the kind of follow-up header from Lundstrom. Lundstrom can't really get enough power on the header to direct it away from the keeper, and it's an easy collection. But at this point, I was going, this is what we're going to see from this team today. We are hoping that a bit of luck almost gets us through.
Yeah, it looks as if the players think that as well. You just don't see. I mean, we're hitting the Balogun hitting the crossbar, almost you could see a kind of, not a resurgence, but just a bit of belief that they thought, oh, we might get something here. Aye, you might get something because the opposition aren't that great and they're not playing. I totally agree with you. I don't think Aberdeen played that well today.
No.
I said on Friday, I just don't buy into this poor as Aberdeen raise their game. This is something that's been happening before any of us have been going to games, that they try against Rangers. It's just part of what their makeup is. But that's not the case. That's not. You can't just feel sorry for yourself. For me, there was just a hunger with them. A hunger with, if you look at Shinnie and Clarkson and that boy Devlin leaving the boot in a few times, making it a bit harder for the players. None of our players were really up for that fight today, and nobody was stepping up. You need players to step up and create big moments. And I didn't see there's a certain player in that team who gets subbed off later on. We might come on to it, that gets subbed off, and I'm looking for him to create a big moment today, and he didn't. And yeah, we were looking for just a bit of luck to get us back in the game.
Yeah, Jamie, we gets to half time and it is 1-0, and really all I had to go on was that's just very poor. We were poor defensively, we were poor in the midfield. There was a sheer lack of quality, intensity, tempo coming from all over the pitch. It was just a very poor half of football, and a kind of dawning realisation, I think, to me at half time, where I was going, I don't know how many times I need to watch this movie.
I know. I mean, you compare and contrast with the first few games under Clement, where we've, as you say, the tempo has been brilliant, and we've played really well. I just think that they just, as Ryan said, I just think they weren't up for it today. They were second best all over the park. And see, when what you do is you win your battles first, I think, and we did not do that today. You win your battles first, and then you start playing football. So we didn't do either, which massively bit us on the arse. I mean, saying that, come out second half. I said to myself, it's going to be one of those days today. Come out second half. We got a few chances which we're going to go into, and I thought if we can get a goal, do you know what I mean? We can go on and win this. But by the time we got the pen, I just think it was far too late.
Yeah, and as I say, into the second half, and it's a huge second half for the players, no matter what way you want to look at it. And I was hoping to see much more. Now I will almost not contradict myself, but I'll give credit where it's due. Rangers dominated this entire half. The second half was all Rangers. Aberdeen did nothing, really nothing at all. Rangers tried their best to make things even more difficult for themselves at times with some ludicrous passing at the back, but Rangers did dominate, and I'm not going to say that they didn't. They had a chance early on from a tight angle after a really good ball by Lawrence, then made two wasted free kicks by Tavernier and Balogun. No idea why Tavernier hits the first one, but Tav's a captain, etc, etc. But we made a few changes as well. Sima came off and Matondo came on with 20 minutes left. Ryan, I'm presuming Sima's the guy that you want to speak about. I think Sima today, that right back for them, whatever his name was, I can't even remember his name off the top of my head. He dealt with Sima no problem at all today.
Yeah, because Sima's not he doesn't like the physical side of the game. Sima, he likes to get the ball, knock it in front of him, run up the wing. He likes the ball on the ground. So if you're playing high balls to him, I don't really think he's up for that physical challenge. And Devlin put one on him quite early on. He put a few hard tackles into people, but I don't mind that. I seen him put a few nasty ones, a few late tackles in, and sometimes I watch with envy because I think I wouldn't mind a player like that just does that now and again. I'm not saying be dirty and put the studs down the back of someone. Just let them know they're in a game, because too much when the opposition have the ball, we kind of just have that standoff. The kind of way you do 5-a-sides and you just kind of stand off your player and hope you can intercept a pass. You've got to get touch tight. You've got to make contact. And when did football become this game where you don't make contact with players? It seems to be only us that do that. But Sima didn't have a game today. He wasn't impressive at all, but he was not the player I was referring to, mate. To be honest with you, I was looking for Todd Cantwell to step up today, and I'll be honest, I don't know if we're going to go into him, but I'm going to say just now, I thought Todd Cantwell was an empty jersey today.
Yeah, I'll stick with you, mate, since you brought him up. Sorry, Jamie, I will come to you. I kind of agree with you, but I still, whether I'm being too generous to him, mate, and I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, he's not a right winger. He's not a right attacking midfielder. He's a number 10 for me. So, but I also think Lawrence was good in spells today as well in that position, and it's probably a bit of a shoehorning, try to get both of them into the same team. But no, you're right, mate. I don't think Cantwell really did much today, apart from fling himself to the ground ludicrously in the first half that I remember. A ridiculous dive, let's be honest. Really, I don't know why he's doing things like that. He doesn't have to do that. But no, you're right, mate. You can have your say on Cantwell and how poor he was today, really.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, he's not a right winger, and I don't want to say he's sinking out there on the right hand side, because he's a far better player. He can make that position his own if he wants, but he's got to find a way of having a relationship with Tavernier. He's got to find a having a relationship with Danilo as well. But it just, for me, is very passive. So he lost the ball a lot. That dive really frustrated me in the first half. No need for it. Absolutely zero need for it. He's already getting a name for himself. You can tell fans don't like him, whether that's his off the field stuff or whatever, and he interacts on social media. I don't really care, but turn that to your advantage. Be clever with it. When you get fouls, you smile at the opposition, you smile at the fans. Don't throw yourself down trying to get a free kick, because with VAR, you're under the microscope. Where you're in a goldfish bowl with Rangers. You cannot get away with that, and he'll get a name for himself. The cat's obviously not happy with Cantwell either, as it jumps over the couch. He just, for me, he sunk today. He sunk today, and that's a day that I'm looking for Todd Cantwell to just go, do you know what? If nobody else is at it, I'm at it. Give me the ball and I'll go on a run, because he's got the ability to skip by players and form a relationship with Lawrence is what I want to see, because I thought Tom Lawrence was good today. He was very positive. He wants to try and do something. He's just getting up to speed. But yeah, Todd Cantwell, I've said it before, I have a feel that Clement doesn't overly rate him, and he's not really made that right hand side his position, Carney.
No, I don't think it works. I've been saying it for a while. I think it'll be effective in some games, but for a game like today, it really didn't show any great elements of success. Jamie, your thoughts on Sima and Cantwell today?
I thought Sima today, he didn't have the usual space he has to run into, so I just think Sima on the whole was absolutely rotten, really. I think he's the type of player that has pace to burn, and I think you're right, Ryan. I think when he went into a few tackles, I don't think he liked it, and it looked as if he didn't want to be there. So yeah, Sima on the whole, really, really not good. Probably one of our poorest players, and I agree with Ryan. I just thought Cantwell is our difference maker. He's a key creative player. There's a bit of a conundrum now with Tom Lawrence and Cantwell, because they're both best in that number 10 role. Cantwell doesn't have enough pace or link-up play with to have to play out on the right. I just think he's wasted out there. Saying that, he didn't show enough out there either. His passing was poor. He lacked any sort of conviction in anything actually today, Todd Cantwell, and I think he's probably one of our worst players. And I think it's probably because we expect so much of him as well.
Yeah, I think we do. I think we're probably quite right too. After what we have seen from him, we expect more from him, and today we didn't get it. And whether that is the right hand side thing, I don't know. But I suppose time will tell if we ever see him in a 10 position again to really evaluate how he is and how his form is and how he is going to be effective for the team. But no, today, Ryan, you're pretty spot on, mate. I hadn't even had it noted down, but that probably tells you how the second half went, to be honest. Look, Rangers were unlucky today at times. We hit the bar from a kind of scuffed shot, really, from Lawrence. It was unlucky. It looked like the keeper were going to struggle to kind of get there. And Balogun's bullet header, he is unlucky there. I mean, an inch lower and that's bouncing in. But it did, Ryan, have that feel of it's going to be another one of those days. I really didn't have any great belief. As I say, we made changes with Lammers coming on for Cantwell and not Matondo, McCausland came on for Lawrence. But into injury time, mate, and we get the three favourite words that we love to hear, penalty to Rangers. Now, we were a wee bit later than recording, which means I got to see more of the post-match, if you like, on the telly. For me, I can understand why this is awarded as a penalty, because the shot pull does happen before the block, but there is also a block there. In today's day and age, mate, I think it's more down to the defender. You shouldn't do that. It's as simple as that. You have rewarded the referee the chance to have a look at it and for them to see something in it being a penalty. It's more stupidity on the defender than for me to say it's a stonewall penalty. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course it makes sense. And I feel as if we're starting to have to justify why we're getting penalties.
We get penalties. I know.
No other club seems to need to justify this into the detail that we do because of this penalty to Rangers malarkey. I mean, Ian Crocker was having an absolute meltdown. I don't know how many times he said the amount of penalties Rangers have had. Yeah, we have, and they're all penalties because VAR has shown you they are penalty kicks. It's fine for Rangers to get penalty kicks. It's all right. I feel okay about it. It's a penalty. It's stupid from the Aberdeen player pulls his shirt. Is it soft? Yeah, it is soft. But in today's rules, it's a penalty. It's similar to was the one we got against Hearts. Similar to that. There's no real need for it to happen, but he's done it, and that's why he's been called over to check it on VAR because they've said to Nick Walsh, "Have a look at this. We think this is a shirt pull, so you'll need to pause it down, have a look at it. If he's pulled his shirt, this is a penalty." And yes, penalty to Rangers. Deal with it.
Deal with it, exactly. Look, James Tavernier steps up and it is a pressure penalty. There's absolutely zero doubt about that. And to a certain extent, the scored penalty gets us out of jail a bit today. But Jamie, your thoughts on the penalty award? Is it a penalty for you?
Like, you can't pull somebody's shirt in the box, especially in this day and age. There's a camera there. Do you know what I mean? Like Barry Robson should be saying, like, and there's also no guarantee that Goldson's going to get his head on that ball as well. So look, it's silly from him, especially that late in the game. If you pull somebody's shirt in the box, it's a pen, especially if he gets caught. And this day and age, just going to get caught. I'm actually glad Tav scored it because I'd be coming on here giving him an absolute barrage of abuse because I thought he was rotten today. I thought he was really, really terrible.
I agree. I don't think Tav had his greatest day at all, but this is James Tavernier does what James Tavernier does. I suppose he plays poorly and he still scores a pressure penalty to rescue a point for us. Ryan Lammers should score, but it's Lammers, so I'm not even going to get too much into it. It's a sitter. It's a free header in the box. Matondo does tremendous work down the left-hand side. He should have won the game for us there. You know, even if we'd won the game, and I know we didn't, I still feel like it would be papered over in some cracks. But you would still have to, and me, who is glass half full most of the time I do get, would still be saying, well, it's a bit of reaction we'd got from the players and we did manage to win the game. Obviously we didn't. It still stays at a point. There's nothing gained, but there's nothing lost this weekend, but there's nothing gained. And the nothing gained bit is the bit that will stick in my teeth.
Yeah, it sticks in your teeth, all right. And I think I tweeted when they dropped points the last time and we managed to get that result against Hearts, but I tweeted the night before and I said they won't drop a lot of points. I don't think they will. They will not drop a lot of points. They're obviously going through. I don't know. I don't follow them too closely. I don't watch their games, but that's the second time at home I think they've dropped points, and there's obviously something going on there. I don't know whether it's the argument with their fans that aren't turning up or in the corner or whatever it is. I don't know what's going on with them at Celtic Park. They don't seem to be battering teams the way they usually do. But we had an opportunity to just cut that gap, mate, and put pressure on them. We've not done it. We won't get a lot of opportunities, especially if we could have cut that down to 3, as Jamie said, kept the momentum going, and then you've got the Old Firm game in December. That would have been a nice wee tee up just to see where we are. Unfortunately, I'm kind of opposite to you, as you know. I think these days will come. I think these are the bumps that Phil Clement said. We will hit bumps. These are one of the bumps, mate. I just think I don't see this team being able to catch Celtic, overtake them and sustain it to the end of the season and stay top and win the league. I'll be honest just now, boys, that's not what I see. And it's because of days like this. I can write the script. If Celtic drop points, we will struggle to win the next game because there seems to be a mental block with the players. And Clement will know that. He's watched all the games through the season. He's seen the way they play today. He's seen that tempo under Beale. So he knows it's a problem and he has to put it right. Whether that's personnel or not, but just touching on Sam Lammers, mate, why he needs to go in January. He needs to go because we can't afford big moments to fall to players like that. If that's Tom Lawrence, if it's Danilo, I fancy us to go in that game and come away with 3 points, but Sam Lammers won't do in a Rangers shirt. He's just not good enough.
You don't need to convince me. You certainly do not need to convince me. As soon as I seen it was Lammers, I thought, you know what I mean, you have it feels like the ball it takes forever to get to him. I knew it was him that was going to head it, and I thought maybe this is it. Maybe this is the moment. You've got all the time to think, have the thoughts going through your head. Read it straight at the keeper. I was less than impressed. I really was not happy at all. Jamie, for you today, is it a point gained, or is it 2 points dropped, or is it somewhere in between?
I'm going to try and be ever the optimist with this one. I think if we were sitting here and Celtic had obviously dropped points yesterday and we'd just been beat 1-0, I think it's going to be a lot worse. As well, the other thing we spoke about was this flurry of away games that we've got, and it's a hard run of games. Today is the first of a few, so it's just like you need to just dust yourself down, get on with it, and try and win football games. Also, you're hoping that that Big Phil's learning a lot from today as well, and his future selections in the next few weeks.
That's the bit that you've got to hope for, mate. You've got to hope for that he does see the kind of mentality issue and tries his best to try and rectify it and stamp it out. And yeah, it is the start of a big run for us, and it just wasn't the start of the game, especially at the start of the game. Sorry, that I expected from Rangers today, and that's probably why I feel so disappointed. The fact that we're sitting here with a draw. I might calm down later, whatever, but for right now, I just can't help but see that that's just an opportunity missed today. And I think it's still the same old problems that we're seeing within this team. Just a disappointing draw when I think Rangers really should have got up there and taken 3 away without really going gung ho. I thought if we go up there and play a game, I thought we would have managed absolutely fine. But ultimately, we're where we were at the start of the weekend. Put it that way. Ryan, can you pick a man of the match today?
I can actually. I thought Tom Lawrence was good. I thought he was positive. I think you can see him getting up to speed now, and I can agree with Jamie that for me, if you're playing a number 10 just now, he's my number 10 because Cantwell's kind of dipping out of form. Although that's where I'd like to see Cantwell, but Tom Lawrence offers something for me. I think he would score more goals in that position and create a lot more. He is a very clever player, and I want to see more of him. I just hope he stays fit. So I'll give it to Tom Lawrence. I thought he was good today.
Okay, Jamie, you man of the match?
I'm going to side with Ryan. I think Tom Lawrence was probably the best of our bunch. He was pretty poor in the first half, but he came into a game, obviously hit the bar. I would like to see more runs beyond from Tom Lawrence, kind of in the kind of Scott Arfield mould that he used to do for us. But yeah, I think if he can stay fit, he's going to be a key player for us, definitely in that 10 role.
Yeah, I'd say Lawrence as well for me. I will give credit to Lundstrom. I thought after we went down to after we went a goal down, even went down to 10 men. After we went a goal down, you could see that him and Cifuentes haven't played a lot of football together, but I thought in the second half that Lundstrom pretty much run the show from the back of the midfield, if you like, and I thought he made a few crucial interceptions and a few crucial tackles as well as Aberdeen were trying to catch us on the break. But yeah, it would be hard not to give it to Lawrence. A very impressive return from him to the team, and hopefully he can stay fit and we can get more out of him as he gets more match fitness. So yeah, a bit disappointing for me today. Not the pod that I wanted to be bringing you after today, but we'll see how things lie once we've had a few days to settle down. Ryan, for today, mate, thank you so much.
Thank you. And there'll be difference of opinions in the comments as well. People say we've not lost any ground, get your heads up, stop being so negative. It's just my opinion. It's just the way I see it. I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. But yeah, just frustrated today because we had such an opportunity. But big game on Thursday, we kick on, boys.
Yeah, look, and you're justified in having that opinion. I don't completely disagree, mate. I'm more of, well, okay, that game's done to bed, we'll move on to the next one. If this is a reoccurring theme, then I'll not be long been on that opinion with you straight away, mate. And even Alistair today in the group chat, he feels very much the same, that he doesn't believe that this team's going to be capable of winning the league. So it's more to get into, I suppose, later in the week and other pods. But no, I'll just say, as your opinion, mate, and you're entitled to it. It's all about opinions. I say it all the time. People will disagree with me as well, but it's what it's all about. Jamie, thank you so much for a solid club reaction, mate. Your first one.
Thank you, mate. Cheers for having me. I mean, the games are coming thick and fast. So Thursday we've got an option there to go and put this result to bed a wee bit and get a win and try and get ourselves closer to European football in January. Yeah, and as I say, we've got crucial away games, so we'll be smiling again soon, boys. Don't worry.
I really hope so, mate. I really, really hope so. We will be back on Tuesday with Club Deck Corner. We might see Scotia. We don't know. He might be here. He might not be. It's been a while since we've seen him. So hopefully we'll have a few of us back on for Tuesday night. So until then, yeah, try and enjoy the rest of your weekend and we'll speak to you on Tuesday. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers, everybody.